Like to call to order the Meriwether County Board of Commissioners, July 28, 2026, 6 p.m. meeting. Please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. Please stand with the invocation given by Deputy Chief Jeff Fisher, followed by the pledge.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege of serving this community. As we begin this meeting, we ask for your wisdom, humility, and discernment in all decisions made. Remind us to be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. Let that be our guide today as we face challenges, celebrate progress, and seek your direction. Bless our county, our employees, our first responders, and every citizen we are called to serve. We ask these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Like to adopt the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, we need to add under new business number 7. Consider work session for August 10th, 4 p.m. for budget discussion.
Any other changes?
No, sir.
Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor? Any presentations?
That's sir.
Finance report.
Yes, sir.
Back
Commissioners, on the front page are the bank balances as of this morning. We should be receiving the lost, and T-SPLOST distributions at the end of this week, and we should receive the tipping and host fees by next week. On the second page, pardon me?
It says first quarter tipping fees, first quarter host fees. Is it second quarter or first quarter?
They're due by the end of the month.
Yes.
Following.
It'll be the second quarter that we'll receive the next week.
First quarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the second page, our SPLOST balance is a negative $271,708.74. The T-SPLOST balance is a negative $278,715.48. And that's it.
Any questions?
Yeah, I got a couple. So on the T-SPLOST balance, it changed by like $300. Is there something that came, so the last meeting minutes say it was a negative 279,068. Now it's negative 278,715. Like $353 change. That seems like a small.
Cash to bank, is it, or generally you have recorded? Is it an increase or decrease?
It's an increase, so it went from a,
It'll be something
lesser
else.
negative.
Has to be cash and ledger,
Okay.
because the commitments stay exactly the same, so it had to be something in the system. You have to record it for $300.
I'll be glad to give you a detailed account. I can provide that to you.
I just need this the board, but it's,
Yeah,
okay,
we set to board this, it's same
Right.
thing, it's just the cash.
That's what it looks-
cash.
I'll send that to the board.
and then on the SPLOST went further negative, about 163,000
That was the count of the income.
Yeah, the remediation, the 164,000.
on that. Okay, I see it.
That was not. That's.
And some of that was, I was not at the last meeting, so that's why I'm asking, and it didn't clearly call it out, and I don't, my memory's not photographic to.
Yeah, all of the commitments
So-
that have been allocated for SPLOST and T-SPLOST have been fully updated in this.
Okay, no, that item there makes it a difference, so, thank you.
Any other question? Thank you, Dan. Department heads.
None present, Mr. Chairman, to speak.
Citizen comments.
Thank you.
Speakers must contact the county clerk at A.Stevens@Meriwether County, Georgia.gov or 672 706-672-3460 on or before the dates and times listed below in order to be placed on the agenda to speak. Speakers must provide their name, address, and topic they wish to discuss. For the second Monday of the month, 6 p.m. meeting, speakers must email or call before 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting. For the fourth Tuesday of the month, 6 p.m. meeting, speakers must email or call before 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting. Speakers must direct their remarks to the board, not to individual commissioners or to the audience. Personal disagreements with individual commissioners or county employees are not a matter of public concern, and personal attacks will not be tolerated. Speakers will be allotted 3 minutes to speak on their chosen topic as they relate to matters pertinent to the jurisdiction of the Board of Commissioners. No question will be asked by any of the commissioners during citizen comment. Outbursts from the audience will not be tolerated. Common courtesy and civility are expected at all times during the meeting. No speaker will be permitted to speak more than 3 minutes or more than once unless the board votes to suspend this rule. At this time, I'd like to recognize Ms. Pat Williams for citizen comments.
Okay, my name's Patsy Williams. I live at 1494 Coleman Creek Circle, Riversville, Georgia, 30251. Okay, I really appreciate all that y'all have done, and you continue to do it. I do. You've done a lot for this county. I've seen a lot of commissioners up here, and I've not been pleased a lot of times. And I've seen much needed improvement. However, in 2016, we voted on a fire bond. So that's been 10 years ago. We were promised we're gonna have all these fire stations and these paid employees. It's gonna be manned. Well, I live in the Primrose District. We do not have a fire department. We don't have anything manned. We got a lot of growth in that part of the county. There's a lot of new homes. Okay, am I concerned about them? Yes, I am. But I'm concerned about me. We've lived here for 46 years, been a taxpayer for 46 years. The last 10, we put money into this fire bond. We're not getting our money's worth. We don't have anything. I'm not putting anybody down. All I ever hear, I hear the fire department come in, they ask for things, y'all are very agreeable, you oblige them. But I don't hear any mention of, I don't know if there's other districts, I don't have a clue, that don't have a fire department. But we need a fire department at Primrose. It was promised, and so for 10 years, I sat back, and believe it or not, I've kept my mouth shut, more or less. But I'm not going to continue keeping my mouth shut. I want a fire department. We have lived through a house fire. We lost everything we owned. In fact, when we drove off, my husband said, well, I never thought we would be homeless. And I said, we're not homeless. He looked around and said, you can't even be a bag lady. You don't even have a Walmart bag anymore. So I'm asking you to please find out what's going on. Either y'all can handle it. If you need citizen, if we need more land. I talked to the fire chief. I'm not singling him out, but he's the fire chief. He said, oh, we don't have any land up there. I said, oh, but you do. I remember. I know the woman that donated the land. Then he comes up, well, there's not enough for water and sewer. I'll be glad to go and talk to adjoining people and see, would you donate or sell to us at a small price? I know people on one side, they're not people that you go in and tell them what they're gonna do, but you can talk to them graciously, you know, feed them a little bit of sugar. But that's all. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Minutes, July 13th, 2026, regular meeting, 6 p.m.
I'd like to make the motion to table this to the August 10th, 6 p.m. meeting, so the rest of the board that was in attendance can be here for the approval.
Second.
All in favor? Public hearing? There is none. Appointments. Appointment to the Region 6 Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities Board. This is a 3-year term. It was filed on June the 30th, 2029.
Commissioners, I received a letter from the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Development Disabilities Board. Right now, our current representative that serves on that is Commissioner Threadgill. We need to go ahead and reappoint if you are willing. He is willing to reserve on that board. He is our representative for that. His term ended on June the 30th.
He is willing.
He is, yes, I've spoken with him.
Make a motion to reappoint Commissioner Threadgill.
Second.
All in favor? Appointment to the Region 4 EMS Council Position 2. This is to fill an unexpired term that will end on June the 30th, 2027.
With the recent, Chief Grice has left the county, and I think she may still be part-time, but we have now, moved. They're needing to reappoint someone for that slot, for the slot 2 position for the EMS Regional Council, and Chief Stevens would like to recommend, Chief Andrew Meeks for that position, and he is willing to serve.
Make the motion, we appoint Chief Meeks for the Region 4 EMS Council position 2.
Second.
All in favor? Unfinished business. Request from the tax assessor's office, reclassify position in-house commercial reevaluation.
Commissioners, the tax assessor's office has submitted a request to reclassify the position currently filled through the Board of Commissioners appointment as a property appraiser position and to create one additional property appraiser position, resulting in a total of 2 property appraiser positions. The county has made multiple attempts to procure commercial property revaluation services through competitive bidding process. The most recent RFP was properly advertised but received no bids. Previous solicitation generated only 2 responses demonstrating continued limited vendor interest. Staff recommends completing the commercial property reevaluation in-house through the tax assessor's office and reclassifying the existing position and adding a second property appraiser position will provide the staffing needs to perform the commercial property revaluation throughout Meriwether County. And Chief Appraiser William Harris is here to answer any questions.
So this is to add 2 positions to what you currently have. One is to reclassify the board paid position and add an additional one to that. So 2 total.
Correct.
People increase. Okay.
Correct.
Do we have an estimate or maybe you know right off, what is our expected return on the commercial reevaluation?
I actually don't have that number yet. The way I based it was the companies that we spoke to, none have actually submitted any RFPs, but they were about $700,000 to $1 million for them to come do the total reval. Where when I
pay a vendor, what you said to pay.
Yeah, pay a vendor,
Okay.
and they would do it over a 3-year period.
Okay.
But if we were to reallocate that funds at about $120,000, which is also in the memo, $120,000 for 2 new staff members where their sole focus is learning revaluation tactics. So we would no longer go outside for cost table analysis. We would no longer go outside for residential revals or commercial revals. It would completely be in-house. And we already got 1 position that kind of is already budgeted, but again, it was under you guys. So I would have to have that one moved under us, reclassified, and then a second person. So that way we can actually meet the requirements in terms of the amount of parcels we're supposed to look at every year.
So I guess I'll rephrase what I was asking. We anticipate a significant return in tax revenue by reevaluating commercial property in this county. Is that correct? Or we wouldn't be looking to spend close to $1 million on having an agency do it for us?
I want to say, I know we'll see a return because we've already seen a return on like pictometry when you guys invested in the pictometry, but I can't actually give you the exact figure on what that number is going to be because I don't know what those values are.
Well, I understand that. It's significantly better now at 120,000 versus close to $1 million, right? So but I just want to make sure for people that are listening that are here that we're expecting this additional cost to the county will come back more so through additional revenue from getting accurate valuations of commercial property.
Correct. And it also make the assessments more fair. That's
Yeah.
the main point we're trying to get to, is make sure the commercial infrastructure is more in line so we can welcome more commercial into Meriwether County.
So John, if we approve these positions and that's not in his budget structure as far as the hierarchy and org chart of his budget, dollars wise, is he okay to add 2 positions for the remainder of this fiscal year?
Those won't be filled until probably the budget year to the new fiscal year. If you take out David Knowles' old position at that pay rate, considering the amount of hours, you're probably looking a $15,000-$20,000 increase in his salary budget plus benefits. So
For the remainder of this fiscal year?
for the next budget year, because by the time he advertises and gets it, it'll be
It's gonna be
fiscal year.
So basically what we're asking for is a modification for next year's budget.
Correct.
Okay.
And since this was a Board of Commissioners appointed position, it needs to be removed from David Knowles because he was appointed by the Board of Commissioners at one point. I think it's prior to this board.
It's prior to this board, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2016.
Okay, so do we need to approve this tonight or do it at the time of budget presentation? To see the full impact of what this does to his budget.
We were going to run the budget analysis at the next meeting after the work session, but we'd add the work session, but we still can run essentially the budget request and bring back to the board. Based off of analysis, financially, we can afford 1 position or 2 positions. Tax Commissioner is working on the tax digest right now. Once I have that number, well, the millage rate, I'll know what tax revenue we're working with. So the board wants to table it to the August 10th meeting minimum, so staff can run the calculations, bring it back and let you know what the cost will be if we took out David Knowles' position.
Yeah, I mean, just my personal opinion from what I know we've been, the citizens have been paying the tax burden of the employee position that David Knowles filled. So I have no problem with reclassifying that to his department where he can have that resource filled and we move the budget line item to reflect under his department. The county's been supporting that kind of salary payment anyway. I'd like to see the data that justifies being able to add the position.
We can run
I
those.
think that's the only difference. And I think it's there. I just want to make sure we're transparent with everybody.
I think it's going to be a small increase just because the amount of hours and salary David Knowles was making at the time for that position. And it's going to be an increase, but I can't say off the top of my head exactly what that dollar amount is going to be without running it, along with benefits.
So do we need to make any decision tonight then to allow him to begin recruiting right away? So we didn't have to wait till budget approvals another 30, 60 days from now.
Or we'll have to approve the positions before we can advertise.
But what I'm saying, I can make a motion to approve reclassifying the Board of Commissioners appointment to the Board of Tax Assessors.
And then hold on to
budget
one position.
For that one
Yes.
position and let him start recruiting for that so he can get that going because that's already,
Correct.
and then we can, the data review for the second one.
Yes. Because that position is a budgeted position. We're just reclassifying.
Yeah, it's budgeted under the board. We're just moving it to budgeted
Yeah.
under him.
That would,
There's no more burden to the taxpayer
and then we're just asking for additional personnel as a
in
table.
the budget
item.
request. So I'll make a motion to approve reclassification of the Board of Commissioners appointment property appraiser position to the Board of Tax Assessors budget and allow them to recruit for filling it.
And I'll
Well-
second that.
What about he'll need both to do your in-house, so you gonna,
Yeah, but I
Can you
can
do it?
start training first.
you want, also
Until we get-
allow in-house on the revaluation of commercial residential tax table.
Was this board approve that or was the Board of Tax Assessors approve that?
I
The
think
Board of
it would
Tax
be
Assessors
Board of
doing that.
Commissioners.
They can appraise any property they want to as a Board of Assessors in your office, right?
Correct, but you currently have an RFP out for,
Yeah, the RFP's expired.
okay.
So we don't need to do anything with that. I mean, we appointed tax
Correct.
assessor board members to make that decision, not us.
Yes.
I don't want to take that. Yes,
And then we'll handle the rest with his office.
Got it.
yeah, and they can get you started and we'll get the data that everybody can be transparent with and that board still controls, this board's not controlling that board.
Adam made the motion and I second. All in favor? You be just Consider approval of a resolution extending the data center moratorium for an additional 90 days.
Commissioners, the current moratorium is set to expire on August 23rd, 2026. Staff is requesting that the board extend the moratorium for additional 90 days through November 21st, 2026 to allow sufficient time to complete and present a proposed data center ordinance that addresses the county's identified concerns. Staff recommends approval of a 90-day extension, allow the chairman to sign. Legal has reviewed the moratorium and has signed off on the moratorium.
Are we currently working on modifications to our?
Yes, sir, we are. Staff is close to getting something ready to turn over for legal review. That's why we're requesting the 90 days. It's not ready to hand over just yet.
I make a motion that we approve the 90-day extension and allow the chair to sign.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Consider approval of an ordinance amendment 2026-01 regarding board meeting schedule.
Commissioners, this is to amend Article 1, Section 2-2 regarding commissioners' regular meetings. The proposed amendment formally establishes the board's regular meeting schedule as the second Monday and fourth Tuesday of each month at the time and location established by the board. The amendment also clarifies that if a regular meeting cannot be held due to a legal holiday or other unforeseen circumstances, the board may reschedule the meeting in accordance with applicable Georgia law. This is just some cleanup. Basically what we're having to do is change it because in your ordinance, you have the first Monday and the fourth Tuesday. So we're just getting that correct.
I'll make a motion to approve and authorize the chairman to sign.
Second.
All in favor? Consider approval to purchase 2 AEDs for the recreation department using available recreation funds.
Commissioners, the Recreation Department is requesting authorization to purchase 2 AEDs exclusively for the Recreation Department facilities and activities. In accordance with CGYSA Football League requirements, an AED must be available at all locations where youth practices are held. The Recreation Department currently has 1 AED, and the purchase of this is to purchase 2 additional for a total of 3. This will allow coverage at multiple practice locations. The total cost of the 2 AEDs from Stryker is $4,472.92. That's 2 AEDs and a cabinet. We could probably get a cabinet off Amazon cheaper than was quoted. These are the same model AEDs that the county has purchased previously and fully compatible with equipment used by Meriwether County EMS, providing consistency in training, operation, and maintenance. Staff recommends approval of the purchase with funding being paid from the Recreation Department funds. And these will be the same AEDs that are located outside the chambers.
And what do you say about you could get them cheaper off
The
Amazon?
cabinet for $250, we can get it for about 65,
So
70.
we just said not to exceed.
44, just not to exceed that amount.
I make a motion that we approve the purchase with funding to be paid from the Recreation Department not to exceed $4,472.92.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
If we have a recreation, and this is for any department, we have a recreation director, we got a county administrator, an assistant county administrator, they have an approved budget by this board. Why are we approving and delaying getting life-saving measures to them for $4,472?
It's not paid out of general fund. It's utilized in a special service fund. The recreation fund is a special fund designated for recreation and needs board approval. Same thing with SPLOS, T-SPLOS. I cannot authorize SPLOS or T-SPLOS dollars, only the board can.
Okay. Is there something maybe we can investigate to where in safety type items, where we find ourselves lacking in areas where children or a lot of the community is going to be?
We can look in the
Straight-
ordinance and
Yeah.
see what needs to be tweaked. There is an ordinance over safety protocols that can be done and bypass procurement.
Yeah.
I can look into that and see.
Well, I just hate to be deficient in something like this, and in the 2 weeks it waits for this meeting, we have an event that we were trying to get ahead of, and
Yeah,
okay.
talk with Mr. Carter. He said that going to that meeting, they said it needs to be multiple ADs, and we talked with Jamani, the rec director today, and he said the numbers are 100 kids that signed up for football, so they'll have multiple
That's-
locations, so we need more than one AED.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Consider approval of change order number 15, historic annex additional tuck pointing.
Commissioners, River City Contractor submitted change order number 15 for the amount of $4,600 for the courthouse project to be paid from the project contingency fund. Approval of this change order will leave a remaining contingency balance of $7,788.50. The change order covers additional tuck pointing at the base of the roof line where the gutters were previously installed. Staff recommends approval and allow the chair to sign. And there's additional pictures in here when they took the roof off of that little annex building. This is to do the restoration work on it. And this would complete the exterior project of the courthouse. I'm not sure what, it should be in front of me. Yes, that should be all the pictures.
Okay.
Am I correct, Travis, that this will complete all the exterior renovations? So.
And all the scaffolding's down today, right?
Scaffold's down.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I don't know if you've been up to the third floor too, but it's got it. The most side.
I went in it recently, but I need to go back over there.
So I'll make a motion for approval of courthouse change order number 15 to be approved and allow chairman to sign.
Second,
All in favor? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
easy, Mr. Travis.
Request from Manchester. Letter of support for City of Manchester, Georgia. Initiative for community housing application.
Commissioners, you'll see behind the issue paper, there's a request from Mark Pulliam, city manager at Manchester, requesting a letter of support from the Board of Commissioners. There's a draft letter in your packet. And it's the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing, GICH, is a 3-year technical assistance program that helps Georgia communities develop and implement strategies to address local housing needs, neighborhood revitalization, and community development. The program is administered by the Georgia Department of Community Affairs in partnership with the University of Georgia and other state organizations. Manchester City Manager Mark Pulliam has requested a letter of support from the Meriwether County Board of Commissioners for the city's application to participate in the GICH program. Participation in GICH would help the city of Manchester identify opportunities to increase affordability in workforce housing, support downtown and neighborhood revitalization efforts, strengthen future applications for state and federal housing grants, foster partnerships among the city, Meriwether County, developers, nonprofit organizations, and local businesses, developing a long-term housing strategy that supports economic growth and enhances the quality of life for residents. A letter of support from the Board of Commissioners would demonstrate the county's commitment to working collaboratively with the city of Manchester to address housing needs and support community development initiatives that benefit the residents of Meriwether County. If approved, the draft letter will be put on the county letterhead for the chairman to sign, which is already done and is stated today, I believe.
It's already done.
Yes, the draft letter is in your packet.
Legal review this.
I don't believe I sent this legal, but we can do it contingent upon legal review.
Yes, I know it's just a support letter, but I'd like to make sure the wording is.
Yeah, I can send it to legal first thing in the morning. I'll send it at night. That way they can look at it first thing in the morning.
I mean, in my opinion, then I'll make a motion to approve upon legal review.
second,
All in favor? Consider approval of replacing 6 shower traps, Meriwether County Jail.
Commissioners, Max Air Plumbing recently performed a video inspection of approximately 150 feet of the main sewer line at the Meriwether County Jail and found no issues with the main line. However, the inspection identified 6 deteriorated shower P-traps that are encased in concrete and need a replacement. The proposed project includes removing the existing concrete, replacing the deteriorated P-traps, and repouring the concrete. The work will include cell blocks 1 and 2, replace P-traps and 4 shower drains, cell block 3, replace P-traps and 2 shower drains. Replacing these aging plumbing components is expected to resolve ongoing plumbing issues in these areas and improve the reliability of the jail's plumbing system. Max Air Plumbing has previously completed similar plumbing repairs at the jail involving underground plumbing encased in concrete and is an established county vendor with experience performing this specialized work. Total cost of this project is $41,103. Staff recommends approval and allow the chair to sign with funding to come from SPOS. And this is the same verbiage that they've used, and legal has a red line. They have agreed to using the red line. Once I submit it to them with legal changes, I just need to change the proposal number on that document. So if the board approves it, legal has already approved the terms and agreements.
I know we have continued SPOS, T-SPOS funds coming in. How far in the negative is this board allowed to go with approving on future fund generation before we are in trouble or should not do it?
We do have a $1 million buffer that we could use out of the general fund. I do not foresee that happening with the way the funding is allocated out. Your chassis, ambulance remount, that's 12 months out. So you got $150,000, $160,000 coming in for the next 7-8 months. Now, when we get to the courthouse third floor repair, that's maybe when we have to tap into that $1 million reserve. But currently, over the next 2-3 months, SPOS should be back in the positive.
So all right, this for transparency is what I'm doing this for, is that our negative balance is a reflection of the commitments we have made with the existing fund balance.
Right.
We have the commitments coming through based on a timeline of project completion. We should not be actually negative in the account.
Correct.
And
We just want to be transparent and have it committed. That way it shows it's
Right.
earmarked.
So we are not actually negative in the account physically.
No,
We are
sir.
committed negatively if they called all of those and were completed today. And that we, okay. And make sure as we continue to do that, everybody understands that.
Yes, because your SPOS cash on hand right now is $901,564. Your T-SPOS cash on hand is $602,327. So we are not running negative per se in the bank balances. It's just with the commitments.
Just negative.
We're negative with the commitments.
If all the work was completed tomorrow, then we would be negative.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that's on record.
They
Everybody.
need to get a margin call.
Yeah.
Then I would come to the board and request that we borrow from the general fund and pay it back within a year.
So I recommend approval and allow chairman to sign with funds from SPOS.
I'm gonna second that. All in favor?
I have a question while we're on the jail. Where do we stand with the locks? I know you've reached out and we asked it, but
You're
We're
gonna beat me to my comments.
we're having people, they're hearing it from one spot and hearing it from another, and I just want all on the same page about where we stand with the lock situation and what's going on.
I spoke with our email with the actual owner of the company. He replied back on 7/23 that 36 locks are in the final staging of testing. There'll be upgraded series and upgraded stainless parts. He did say the series 400 locks are also in the final stages of testing. So the question I asked him, and I was unclear about, I'm still waiting on a response, is these 36 locks that he's referring to going to the 1200 series, the first phase, and then they're coming back with the 400 series, which is a more durable lock.
Can we explain why we're doing these in phases for people like me who weren't on the board then?
When the RP went out and they came back with the initial lock, they went with a cheap manufactured lock.
Mhm.
And now they have had to upgrade it. And someone has recently acquired that company and has inherited these problems. So now they're doing the 1200 series. And that's why I need clarification. Is a 400 series going to replace the 1200 series as a temporary fix until the 400 is testing? So I'm waiting on a response on that one. And he's been relaying back and forth. If no response was given, I was going to reach out to legal about drafting up a letter, but he's been communicating back.
Does
and
he
forth.
have any idea with how long this testing is gonna take place?
I reached out to him again today and asked him, does he have a timeline?
Okay.
Because at first he just said it in the near future.
Let the board
I
know,
will.
Cause I know we're getting a lot of questions from what everybody's going on out in the county. We're getting questioned a lot, so that way
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have a good answer.
As soon as he emails me back with that, because I asked him, are we looking at a few weeks? We're looking at a few months. Just give me a generic timeline so I can pass on to y'all. So then the questions can be answered, but they are in the process of updating the locks. There are additional keys that have been provided for the current locks. We all know there's ongoing issues at the jail. We're addressing those as they come up, and that will be brought to the board as we come up with solutions.
Thank you.
But last year, when we found a problem with a lock, they were supposed to be fixed and corrected by June of this year.
Great. Supposed to be the two-phase summer of 26 and then the beginning of 27, I believe, was going to be the last fix. But the way the email worded was that both of them are kind of in their final testing phase. So I told them for my clarity, trying to understand what's going on, break it down for me in simple terms. What are you doing first? Is the 400 replacing the 1200? Because it's kind of all over the place.
Just stay on top of it while we get that taken
I will.
care of.
And the new owner's been very responsive to emails. It takes him a little while, but if I send 2 or 3 of them, he'll respond.
Okay, consider work session August the 10th, 2026 at 4 p.m.
Commissioner, this is the reschedule the work session that was supposed to be held today with no quorum for budget discussions.
August 10th.
Yes, sir, Monday.
Is that gonna work for you?
It will. I'm putting a reminder in to make sure I'm on time.
I make a motion that we approve having the work session on August 10th to discuss budget at 4 p.m.
I'll second. All in favor? Report from county administrator.
Commissioners, I met with Penco on the demo progress, and the 3rd floor is ready for remediation. Still working with vendors on the bell tower remediation. Like Travis said, it is totally gutted out on the 3rd courtroom, so all the exterior drywall is down. The courthouse in the center, there was no signs of any remediation being needed on that part, so none of the work on the inside of the courtroom needs to be touched. So it's just re-drywalling the 3 foot that was cut on the outside of the inside portion of the courthouse. Also met with River City on the progress of the scaffolding. It is down around the courthouse. They are working on removing it now. They're also working on an annex, and the HVAC is slated to start on August 10th. I'm waiting on the 3rd floor renovation pricing. That cannot be done until the demo is done for remediation. Trees around the courthouse will be trimmed and removed starting August 7th and finished on August 9th. They'll come back and grind the stumps and roots on August 15th on a Saturday. The tree on 109 that's overhanging is in the GDOT right away, but I'm waiting on a response for Georgia Power to see if they will come and remove the tree due to the power lines being across the street. So GDOT did come out and measure it is on their right away, but they won't see if Georgia Power will take care of it first. Discuss the jail locks, had a department head meeting. We finalized interviews for the building planning, zoning, community development director. Had a meeting with insurance broker Mark III, met with Georgia Power about putting a transformer pole at the jail. Attended certified public official training in Pine Mountain. I'll be finishing my finance officer 2 certification in the next 90 days, and then we're working on the budget for FY27. That's all I have.
Report from county commissioners, Vice Chairman Smith.
I just want to remind everyone that it's signups for the fall season of our rec sports. This year we have flag football, soccer, and fall t-ball for ages 3 to 5, and we still have our football and cheerleading. I know that everyone's probably aware that the Flint River Bridge on Flat Shoals Road is closed down, and hopefully we can find information with GDOT about when they'll possibly be starting work on that. Hopefully it's not so many years out. And I just want to I know Public Works, it seems like they're working hard in this rain with the potholes and stuff, but I'm hearing more compliments than complaints. And so I just want to thank those people for getting it done, and our fire and EMS and first responders, thank them for what they do. There's been a lot going on lately.
Thank you. Commissioner Worsley.
I just don't have much to add to that other than just thank everyone for what they do and the hard work we're putting in. And to her comment is I'm getting more positive feedback than negative. And it's tough when it's raining like that. The weeds on the side of the road are growing faster than, they can get to and fix sometimes. Some of them look pretty bad, but they're working on them and they're working on potholes. And so, and then everyone else across the county seems to be recognizing some of the hard work that's going on. So I appreciate what everybody's doing and continue to do it. I do have a question. We mentioned one time about around the courthouse, landscaping and the grass. We still need to follow up with that. Did you ever get anywhere with it?
Once we get all the trees out, so they got a clear picture of what everything looks like, I'll be reaching out to the landscaper.
Okay, that was all I had.
I'd just like to say thanks to all the staff and employees for what they're doing, and thankful for the citizens of bringing a lot of the problems to light. And believe me, we're working on it. And that's all I have. Report from the county attorney.
I have no report. Do we have anything for executive session?
Yes.
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 All right, future meetings and notices, Monday, August 10th, 2026. Work session at 4 p.m. Monday, August 10th, 2026, regular meeting 6 p.m. Tuesday, August 25th, 2026, regular meeting at 6 p.m. Closed in observance of Labor Day, Monday, September the 7th, 2026. And Monday, September the 14th, 2026, regular meeting at 6 p.m. I need a motion to go in executive session for litigation, personnel, real estate, tax matters, and cybersecurity.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
We'll go back into regular session.
You
Second.
All in favor? No action was taken in executive session.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?